So what is going on, guys? This is Ryan here.
And this is the Ryan here.
Hey everyone, Rosbowski here.
What's going on, guys? Dorko here.
And welcome back, guys, to Theory Thursday. So we're a bit late on this one again, guys. We had some problems, but we are still making it for this week. There's a lot to discuss. We had the Steam page come out for Sister Location, a lot in the description, things like that, new pictures as well. Going to be dissecting it all, and let's get straight into this.
So there have been a lot of speculation about who we could possibly play as in this game, and I think ever since the drop of the synopsis in the description of Steam and IndieDB, we can see that our theories on maybe it being the purple guy could potentially be wrong, because why would they hire a technician if purple guy is already a technician? Then again, it could be a family member. What do you guys think?
Straight off the bat, I'm just going to disagree with the fact that it might actually be the purple man we play as still, and the reason being that they're looking for a night guard, they're looking for a technician that already knows how to run these sort of things and run an establishment or maintaining of these robots, and the purple man probably already knows how to do this. If he has not yet been caught as the murderer, then his record's clean. Why would you not hire somebody that already knows how to do the job? If he's already worked in a pizzeria, a restaurant or something like that and has dealt with animatronics and robots before, he's got the experience. And if you're quickly trying to build up a new restaurant or a new franchise, then you're going to pick somebody that already knows how to do it. And what better way is to hire somebody you already know. If the purple man already owns the business, or if he's some sort of partnership, or even just friends with the owners, then you would look to your friend and say, look, Dorko, I'm opening my own restaurant, my man. Want to come along and work for me again? I know you did a pretty stellar job before. Saves me time, saves you time trying to find a new job, because Saws had to fire you because we don't have any more jobs over here. But why don't you come over here to my new restaurant and you can help me out here? With it being a sister location, with the purple man already knowing how to do these things, I think it still could be the purple man.
Yeah,
that's my opinion.
Yeah, even if the technician isn't purple man, we still need to remember the fact in the source code it was Afton Robotics, so I think some part of purple man will be in this game. But I want to go back to a theory where it was actually in Those Nights at Rachel's when it said the killer killed the kids to get rid of the business. What if the purple man was killing kids at Freddy Fazbear's to bring this business like better than
okay.
Yeah, and that's definitely what we're going to be speaking about for point 2 as well, because that is like, I think that's something that's now starting to emerge. I think the other way you could possibly see this is that it could simply be like a play on words, for the simple fact of course, we're going to be taking the role of the night guard. So it might not have any true significance to the story, but you know, where it says hiring a new technician, we are technically the technician during our role there. You know, as Raz said as well, they would be hiring someone with previous experience. I mean, they don't want a night guard to just sit there. They want a technician. They want someone who knows how to maneuver these suits. And this is where I think it might be interesting, and it might pull from the FNAF 3, where we heard about someone who knew the layout of the FNAF 1 pizzeria. They knew that there was a back room, sealed up, things like that. What about if we are playing as this guy here and we learn that? Maybe in like night 6 or 7 when we get the paycheck and we see the name. I mean, it could include something like a CV, like a resume. It might show like, I don't know, previous experience at the FNAF place. And it might coincide with the two, but there's a lot linking the two together, and point 2 is going to really stress this as well. So this next topic, as we've been saying in part 1, is something that's starting to build a lot more behind it. And this actually came, I saw it on Twitter, I'll be shouting out DA Games. This is what brought it to my attention, where in the description it actually says, welcome to Circus Baby's Pizza World, where family fun and interactivity go beyond anything you've seen at those other pizzeria places. Other. Why is it not revealing like the Freddy Fazbear's pizza chain? Why is it saying other? And if you actually read through the whole blurb, it's all about with cutting edge technology, new. There's always something else that they're adding on the end. As Dorko said as well, with the Afton animatronics thing in the source code as well, it goes to show the purple guy is running this. He's not exactly seen in the best light in any of the FNAF games. We always see him dismantling the animatronics. What about if he's sabotaging or going over to the FNAF area and there is this rivalry between the two companies?
Well, the thing is, you got to think about the name Sister Location. As we know, sister locations are like McDonald's and KFC. Is that correct? It's kind of like that. So I guess like they are competitors in a way. They're two different things, but they're owned by the same kind of thing.
It can kind of be like there can be a McDonald's, but it's not actually managed by McDonald's. Like the franchise name has been bought out, and that's probably why, for example, you're seeing Freddy Fazbear and Foxy and all these unique characters that they're shown in a different light, because it is. So maybe it is in partnership with the actual FNAF establishments, but maybe Sister Location is running a little bit differently and still trying to get its name out there over the FNAF ones.
They are using the name of Freddy and Foxy to obviously drive the customers in, so they're definitely cooperation or in some sort of partnership. But at the same time, it looks like they're trying to distance themselves from what's gone on.
Yes.
So obviously something has happened at Freddy Fazbear's Pizzeria or Fredbear's Diner or whatever era this is. We don't quite know yet, but it is looking like something's happened over there. They've decided we need to set up another company to make money, and we'll use the negative press from the other one to boost our company now. Basically saying, this old pizzeria is terrible. Don't go there. This is awful. Come to us. We've got new animatronics. We've got new up-to-date technology. We can actually knock your kids' socks off with how amazing our animatronics are. Why would you want to go there when you can come here? They're using the negative press to fuel their agenda of making more money. It's a great way for the company to abandon one project and go to the next one. Use the negative press as fuel to boost the initial surge for the new company. There's a gap in the market for pizzeria because one is left, so they're filling it.
It's what Ryan said with the description, like, other. It seems like they're trying to be, like, really, like, negative about Freddy Fazbear's Pizza.
They don't want to speak of the name. They're like, ugh.
Not even naming it as well. That might be because, like the negative press again, but it might be because they don't want to link that pizzeria with their company because of all the bad stuff that's happened there.
Maybe then that could mean that the purple guy, as I said before, is actually going over to the FNAF thing, like sabotaging it in the nights and stuff to get the press to talk about that in the bad light so that the sister location gets more traction. I mean, the place looks built up, so something good's happening with this place, clearly.
It could be just revenge again. Like, I don't want to go to the novel, but, like, William Afton was jealous of Henry, the owner.
True. I think that's true.
So he could be just doing this at the pizzeria just for, like, revenge and jealousy.
Yes.
With all this talk about, obviously, the rivalry between the two companies and them not actually naming it, and obviously the point Ryan and Doko and other Ryan were mentioning there about how the purple guy could be going over in the dead of night doing some ninja killing of kids and sabotaging the other business, it kind of actually gives the purple guy motive. Before, all we saw with the purple guy was the fact that he was going around killing kids, and there didn't seem to be any reason why he was doing it. Was he just a psychopath? Did he just have a thirst for murder? We didn't know any of this, but if he is actually going out to sabotage the other company, it's extreme action, but it actually gives him some roundness to the character. It's not just killing for no reason, because that's not satisfactory enough. There's got to be a motive, and we've been trying to work this out for ages.
It's got to be Freddy Fazbear's Pizza, because why does he keep going to that location? He could go to a park or something and kill kids. He's going to the pizzerias all the time, so there's obviously a reason why he's going there.
Yeah, we just assumed before it was because he worked there, but maybe it is because he did work there, set up his own company, and is now going back to destroy the competitor.
Now, I was going to say, I think obviously we got to think about the source code of the sister location. It does say Afton Robotics, and obviously if the purple guy is William Afton and he owns these animatronics, then maybe it's more of a case of the top guy, whoever it may be, who owns these little chains, not maybe paying him enough, or maybe not giving him enough like credit where it's due, so he decides, right, I'm gonna mess this all up for you then and see how you like it, kind of thing.
I think it's based on jealousy. I do, like kind of striking straight into the heart, because jealousy forms from nothing. It doesn't even have to be anything to really cause it, other than the fact that someone's just seeing. I mean, we see it on YouTube all the time. People just hate on others for no reason at all, and there's no reason for the fuel behind that, but it just comes from absolutely nowhere, and it just happens. Maybe he's not happy with the sister location, wants it to be the Freddy Fazbear's Pizza, and so he's making it that Freddy Fazbear's Pizza, drops in the ranks, and up comes the sister location.
Okay, so for the final section, we're going to be talking about each one of the teaser images Scott has popped on Steam and IndieDB. Obviously, if we go over to IndieDB, they give the image title names, which is very, very interesting. So we're going to start from the first, work our way to the last in quick fashion. Doc, my man, what do you think?
The first one's really awesome because it's confirmed now. It says going down that this is an elevator, but we were speaking about this a while ago, thinking that it would be an elevator. I think it's really cool. Maybe there is actually an upstairs, or maybe it's just a cutscene at the start of each night where you just go down to the elevator. One of those two, but it just shows we've never had like something like this before. We're always just stuck in an office chair in these pizzeria lines. So yeah, it's just really awesome.
Yeah, it gives the place more depth, doesn't it? It makes it feel like you're physically traveling.
Yeah.
And I think this could be a great system as well, as a way like you go down in the elevator each night, and this is when you get the phone call.
Yeah.
I think, and then you go into the office, and then you're doing your kind of work and things like that.
Yeah, maybe the phone calls get darker and creepier if there is a phone call, because you can see like a speaker on the left there. Obviously, someone's going to be speaking to us, or we're going to be speaking to something. But it'll be good, if like in Five Nights at Freddy's 1, it kind of got really demonic, and then the doors open, and then that's it. You go in.
This as well could bring more fear in that aspect, because if we've just got in the elevator and in comes the demonic phone call and we're still going down, we can't get back up. We're locked in.
Yeah.
I mean, you're trapped in there. That's the biggest... I think a lot of people have that sort of fear. If you're trapped, there's no exit, you can't get out. And all it takes is something to jump on the roof or jump and grab onto the side of the elevator. And I mean, we can see everything that's going on outside. So if there is space for somebody to be on top or around the sides, then we're going to see that. And I would like to use the elevator in the game. And maybe it's like a sort of fail-safe. So last-ditch effort to survive, you jump in the elevator. And if you time it wrong, you'll die. But if you time it right, you might just be able to get those extra few precious seconds of survival before it ticks over to 6 a.m. probably. I think that's the way it's most likely going to go.
Yeah, you never know. Like when it hits 6 a.m., you have to go back to the elevator.
Oh, so
something like that.
Oh, so you've got like a final countdown. It gets to half five, maybe even, and it's like you make your way to the elevator, and that's when you have to go through the vents, etc. And if you get it wrong. You get it wrong,
you die.
You're dead. Oh, that would be good. That just brings so much more fear to it as well, because you're like, I've made it all the way through the night, but now I've got to get to the elevator.
Yeah. That kind of covers the vent as well, because it's just got... It doesn't have much meaning, but we know we can run through it. So what about if this is maybe the way... I mean, granted, it's not the best way, but in the FNAF establishments, it's not really the best... layout for us as a whole anyway. Is there like, the doors open when power cuts out. Why don't they stay shut? There's always these weird quirks going on. So going through a friggin' ventilation shaft, it feels kind of normal now.
It all depends on how Scott ties it into it, because there might be no other way to go through the place. Maybe the door's blocked off for whatever reason, so you physically have to use the vents, or maybe it's just the safest way. The safest way is to go through the vent because the animatronics can't fit through. I love that idea though, Doko. I love that idea of you have to exit, because it ties it up as well, because suddenly it gets to 6 a.m. and you're free.
Yeah.
You're fine.
Yeah, you just see the time.
You're just like, I'm done. End of night. Thank you.
Yeah.
Thank you. End of night. Which was always fine, but this is better. Okay, let's move on to the next one. We've got Into the Dark, which is the vent. We kind of covered that there.
Yeah.
Pretty much. It's very self-explanatory, unless any of you boys have another point on it.
No, I think we raised the points. I think the more important one is the last three. In I See You, we're actually seeing one of the animatronics, which is really interesting, because this looks like a gameplay shot. And, again, it's weird because he's making the small puppet of the Bonnie in the shadows. We've still not seen a proper shot of this guy. So he's always hiding him back there.
It's got to be important, that puppet. It's got to be. I don't think it's just part of a hiring. Obviously, this Freddy's meant to do some sort of puppet show. We've not seen Bonnie in the game or at this establishment whatsoever. So it's a nice callback to Five Nights at Freddy's. The Fazbear Pizzerias. It's a nice callback to them, because if somebody went there, then they come here, and then it's a puppet show.
Yeah.
But it's nice to see that he's got it, so I wonder if it's going to be important overall.
Yeah. Talking about the puppet, if you look at just above him, you can see the two eyes that you saw from FNAF World as well. So,
at the end of Update 2, where it says, like, everyone please remain in your seats. And if you remember, we do play as the Freddy character when we're in this, like, 8-bit style. Yeah, it's almost like some symbolism.
And exactly, because obviously he's got a puppet on his hand, and maybe there's a puppet just behind him. I don't know, I reckon that there is going to be some kind of NAD, maybe not NAD, some kind of paranormal force. Making everything mental.
Yeah.
It does look like somebody's controlling. It's looming over, isn't it? It's like a controlling thing.
Yeah. That's what I was thinking.
Now, the next image is really interesting, because we thought was the main office where all the buttons are. But you see the glass, right? And the title says step away from it, which is really interesting. Now, we come up with an idea earlier before we recorded this, saying it might be the Five Nights at Candy's idea, where Blank smashes the glass in the office to get to us. So what do you think about that?
I think first things first, we've got to look in the bottom right-hand corner. We can see some kind of panel, again, that we saw, for example, in the Ballora teaser. So we're going to be able to light this up and see what's in front, meaning that could hold truth. And what about if we light this up, we get some kind of like, we get the sound effect, and there's four of them. They're all staring at they're all staring at us at once. This could be a way as well to incorporate Easter eggs. I think this would work perfectly.
It's just like Five Nights at Freddy's 1, when you turn the light on, and then when you see it, I remember when I first ever done that, I absolutely pooed myself. So I don't know how big these animatronics are. I don't know how big this room is in comparison to these animatronics to us, but if it was just like a massive face just there, or maybe like the jump scare, rather than Blank who smashes the window and then you wait 5 seconds, it literally literally just
man.
comes straight out.
Oh, yeah.
No warning, no indication whatsoever, just comes straight out.
I think if you turn the light on at the wrong time, which is maybe this time because we've got all the warning lights going off. Again, this image is, if you remember back to the trailer, everything going a bit crazy, all the lights blinking and flashing. Maybe this is a big warning because I can't see that just happening the whole night through. I think it would be very stressful on the eyes if it was flashing like that the whole time, and I don't think that would be what Scott's going to do. I think this is a warning sign, and maybe if we turn this light on, then something's going to come through the glass. So we've obviously got to step away from here. Either press the button that maybe resets the mini arenas or Balloras or whatever they're going to be so they can go back onto their stage, or as soon as these lights come on, we got to get out of there. And that's literally our last warning for survival.
Yeah.
So we've seen 4 of the animatronics as well, and there's 4 lights just above the image. Do you think each one of these lights might light up when they move off stage?
Ooh,
maybe.
That's what I'm thinking.
If they've got sort of motion sensors, maybe, or pressure pads under the animatronic, because that'd be the easiest way, wouldn't it? If the pressure pad lifts, then it makes the connection or whatever, or disconnects it, and the light turns on.
Yeah.
That would be a nice way of learning without looking at cameras.
So like nights, if there's going to be like a, the -20, however many there is of these, that might be a way to get a bit more of a flow to it, you know what I mean? So we can actually beat this,
So the last image is called Primary Control Module, and as you can see, it looks like a dead end pretty much, so God knows what's going to happen here. But as you can see, you got 2 of the power things, just to the left there, bottom left, I believe that is another little power thing with so maybe it's going to be like FNAF 1, this room, where it's right, left, there's a door on the right and a door on the left, and maybe this is where the vent comes into play, because I don't know how you're meant to turn around. Maybe there'll be some kind of 360 motion or something, but maybe the vent is just underneath that fan, and that's where you go through to escape the animatronics that might be behind you or to your right or to your left.
I agree with that. I think there could be a vent because it's suddenly cut off there, so Scott doesn't want to give away everything. I think at the very bottom of the image, under the fan, I think there is a vent there that you can just quickly slip under if you need to. Again, it's very easy to implement that. You'll just click on the part of it and you'll just glide through like a slippery fish into the vent system. I think that would be fantastic. A point I want to raise is because we've got these 2 identical boxes, or what we're assuming the one on the bottom left to be is an identical box with the lightning symbol and the light on it. I think if we turn around, it is going to be a 360 maneuver, and we actually look back to the image we were talking about previously with the magician character and the bright colored lights. I think we turn to the left of the image, and then we're facing these big windows where we can see everything. So I think it is going to be a 360 room, and that's why he said this is the main primary control module, I think. And obviously we've got what looks to maybe be camera screens around the top. They're all fuzzy and blurry at the moment, like they're full of static. And that's my opinion on this image. I think we're gonna have a 360 degree movement in this room. And it's gonna hint at free roam, but when I say free roam, I mean free roam, like Five Nights at Freddy's 4. It's a point and click thing, so you click and you'll do the cheeky little run or a crawl through the vent or whatever. It's definitely not going to be a manual movement.
I like the idea that this is behind the glass room, because then the glass room's still the primary control module, like where we are. Other than that, if this isn't from behind, I thought like behind could be just another place where we can go through a vent or something like that. But I like that, how this image could be the behind screen of the front control panel.
So something that's got me thinking as well about this is that we don't actually have any way, so it seems on screen, of using cameras. However, in the top right, we can see a camera there.
Yes.
Meaning there must be the camera mechanics, which I think personally is what makes the FNAF series so much fun. Watching these guys move around rather than being completely in the dark. So I think potentially this could be a spin to the left maybe, or the right. Of course, because we can see the glass still along the sides linking that. But it looks symmetrical, so we might have also the same thing behind us. So how it's going to play in this primary control module is beyond me at the moment. But I do think there might be a way, maybe we turn to the other side and there's like a big screen and a camera system. And maybe that's not going to be revealed because that's just like a gameplay mechanic. We don't really need that revealed just yet. And, I think the Freddy thing as well might be, for example, a camera view, but we're still yet to be confirmed any of that. But it seems like what Scott's doing is, because he did say he had new ideas, rather than it all being stationary just in front, a pan to the left, pan to the right. We can physically turn, we can rotate in our seat.
Okay, final thing on this episode, we're going to be talking about Ennard's mask, as we can obviously see it right in front of us. Now, my thoughts on this are, if you go back to the Ennard teaser image, then the only clean and non-broken part of him is the actual mask. Now, my thoughts and feelings here are, the mask has got a couple of movable parts, as we can see, at least unfolds in half. And if the rest of him's destroyed, why is the mask not? The rest of him is in complete disrepair. A joint is something that would easily break. You've seen windows off hinges, doors off hinges, etc. And I think it would be the same. My thoughts and feelings are, if this mask disappears, Ennard's wearing it, and you know he's active. We were talking back again, Ryan mentioned that each one of the lights might correspond to each one of the animatronics, so maybe this is a hint to Ennard's being out and about. If a light is Freddy, then the mask is Ennard, and maybe it's a little tip towards him. He's out and about and gonna jump on our face and strangle us with his tentacles of love.
Quick thing as well, if that red nose doesn't honk, I'll be disappointed. And there we have it, guys. So that was a really in-depth Theory Thursday for this week. Well, I say Thursday in quotation marks. Again, it will be Thursday next week, guys. And also be sure to let us know any of your theories and suggestions in the comment section down below, because I'm sure everyone else has different opinions on this, and it will be awesome to hear them.
Yeah, if you guys did enjoy, want to leave a like rating down below. And if you're new to any of our channels, why not subscribe? The boys' links will be in the description down below. And yeah.
So thank you so much for watching this video, guys. We all, of course, hope you did enjoy. And we will all, of course, see you on the next one.
Bye.
Goodbye.
Bye.
Want to see even more content from us? Consider liking and subscribing to ensure you'll see all content in the foreseeable future. And hey, why not check out our past 2 videos?